Welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast. Today, we're going to zoom in on TMC, the metals company.
Okay.
You sent over a whole bunch of research.
Okay.
And I'm really hoping that we can distill it down into what's important to understand right now. We want to help you see the signal through the noise.
It is a compelling situation, to look at a company that's going after such a novel resource.
Yeah. So let's get right into it. TMC, the metals company, they trade on the Nasdaq. What exactly do they do? Well, they're a Canadian company exploring deep sea mining.
Okay.
In the Clarion-Clipperton zone of the Pacific Ocean.
Wow.
So picture this. They're looking to extract what are called polymetallic nodules from the seafloor. These nodules are valuable because they contain these key battery metals like nickel and copper and cobalt and manganese.
Right.
And these materials are absolutely crucial for the growing electric vehicle and renewable energy sectors.
It's true. These are the metals of the future, and if we're going to electrify everything, we need to find new sources for these metals.
Yeah. So you gave me some information about their recent stock performance and market activity. So the price has been kind of like bounced around between 1.70 and 1.92 recently.
Okay.
It's below the 52-week high of 2.55. We also see that the average daily trading volume is about 1.2 million shares. And I think what's really interesting here is the volatility. You're talking surges of over 100% in the past 3 months.
Wow.
Alongside declines. Well, about 1.7% in the past week.
Yeah, that kind of movement certainly makes you sit up and pay attention.
It does. So there's also been some really important company-specific updates. So TMC recently announced a $17.5 million registered direct offering of common shares and warrants.
Okay.
Their subsidiary, NOAII, is aiming to submit an exploitation application to the International Seabed Authority, that's ISAIC, in June 2025. And so this is a major step toward potentially starting these commercial operations. They're also focused on cutting costs and exploring new business avenues, like offering services for seafloor resource development.
So there's a lot going on. It sounds like they're really trying to position themselves as leaders in the space.
Yeah.
Not just miners, but, consultants and service providers.
Right. So there's a lot to digest here. Looking at some technical indicators, you said the 50-day moving average is around 1.50. The 200-day moving average is about 1.80. And the stock price currently sits above that short-term average,
Okay.
but below the long-term one.
Interesting.
The relative strength index is in this 50-60 range, indicating kind of a neutral position. So it's not overbought. It's not oversold right now.
Right. It's kind of in this wait-and-see mode.
Yeah. So what do you think this might suggest?
Well, it could suggest that there's some short-term upward momentum, but still some uncertainty in the longer term. The market might be reacting positively to some of these recent developments, but it's not fully convinced yet about their long-term prospects.
I see. Okay, and then financially, the picture's a little bit complex. While the stock price has seen this impressive growth over the past 6 months, it's actually outperformed the broader U.S. metals and mining industry over the past year.
Really?
But the company's financials, they show a different story.
Yeah.
So in 2023, they had a total revenue of only $0.1 million. And that's down from $0.3 million in 2022. And there's been no commercial production revenue. They also reported a net loss of $56.8 million in 2023. And the trailing 12-month loss is even higher at $99.34 million.
Oof.
Yeah. Earnings per share are negative 0.29. They currently have a negative equity position.
They're definitely spending a lot of money right now.
Right. To try to get this thing off the ground. So are these figures something to worry about?
Well, I mean, it's not uncommon for companies in their early stages to operate at a loss, especially in a capital-intensive industry like this. But the growing losses and the negative equity do raise some concerns. It suggests they'll need to secure additional funding to really achieve their long-term goals.
And that's assuming the ISA actually lets them go ahead with it.
Right. That's a big if. We don't know for sure how that's going to play out.
Exactly. So despite all of these financial challenges, there are some potential strengths. So TMC has proprietary technology for deep-sea metal extraction.
Oh, that's interesting. They have a technological edge.
And they've formed these strategic partnerships, including one with Glencore.
That's a big one. Glencore is a major player in the commodities market. That partnership could give them a lot of credibility.
Right. And then, of course, there's also the argument that deep-sea mining could actually have a lower environmental impact than traditional mining methods.
It's a controversial claim, but it's definitely something that environmentally conscious investors will be interested in.
Right. So, of course, we have to look at both sides of this coin. What are the red flags? What are the risks here?
Yeah.
Well, as we've talked about, there's significant financial losses. And this negative equity are a little concerning. The stock's high volatility definitely speaks to the speculative nature of this investment.
It's a high-risk, high-reward kind of play.
It is. And then I think the biggest uncertainty here is the regulatory environment for deep-sea mining.
Absolutely.
Will the ISA
Yeah.
to give the green light, or will they pump the brakes? And of course, there's also the environmental opposition,
Right.
which is a major factor as well.
There are a lot of groups
Mm-hmm.
concerned about the potential impact on marine ecosystems.
Yeah. So market sentiment, it seems to be a bit mixed. The stock's recent surge definitely suggests some optimism, maybe linked to the expectation of this regulatory support, however, these financial challenges. And the ongoing regulatory uncertainties kind of keep caution in the picture.
Makes sense.
Some analysts are projecting that the company could actually reach break even around 2027.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they're expecting some pretty significant annual growth rates.
That's pretty optimistic. Though if they can get this technology working and the ISA gives them the go-ahead, it's not impossible.
No. All right, so we need to talk about competition. The deep-sea mining sector is still very new. Nautilus Minerals is another company. I've heard of them. In this space, although they focus on different types of seafloor deposits.
Okay.
And then there's this Deep-Sea Mining Alliance, which is more of an advocacy group.
Right.
So, TMC has this proprietary tech, and their partnerships could give them a leg up. But establishing market share in a brand new industry is always a challenge.
It's the Wild West down there.
It is. So as we kind of look ahead, keep an eye on those regulatory developments from the ISA. What are they going to do? Any news about their potential commercial operations? And, of course, their financial reports.
Yeah, how are they going to fund this?
Right. So the risks are definitely significant here. Regulatory uncertainty, environmental concerns, and this need for, substantial funding moving forward.
It's a lot to keep track of.
It is. So what does all of this mean for you, the learner? Well, TMC presents a very fascinating case. They're operating this potentially transformative industry with some really significant technological advantages. But the financial realities and this uncertain regulatory landscape, it creates a high-risk, high-reward scenario.
It does.
The recent stock surge shows that there's potential for some really rapid gains. But the underlying financials and those regulatory hurdles really demand some careful consideration.
I think that's a really good point. You have to balance the potential rewards with the very real risks.
You do. So we've seen this company with this innovative technology in a sector that's critical for future energy needs. Yet they're facing these substantial financial losses, and they're navigating this very complex regulatory environment.
So based on your technical analysis, it seems like the outlook is kind of like a hold recommendation right now, reflecting the uncertainty. But you did say that there are some things that could shift that.
Right.
So what are those?
Well, if the stock price breaks above that long-term moving average with strong volume, or if we see some really clear positive signals from the regulators, that could be a sign that the market is becoming more confident in their future.
Okay. And on the other hand, what would be some cautionary signs? Well, if the price falls below that short-term moving average with declining volume, that could indicate that the market is losing faith.
Makes sense. So this whole exploration kind of leaves us with this thought. How will innovation navigate the necessary regulatory and environmental safeguards in the quest for these sustainable solutions, as we need more metals, for this energy transition?
That's the million-dollar question.
It is. It's a big one. So thank you for letting us take this deep look into TMC, the metals company, for you. If you found this insightful, please subscribe, like, and comment. We always appreciate your engagement.